And there she is, recording lady. So hello and welcome, wonderful people, to Lifestyle Session with me, Stuart Fairbairns, on a 10th of December 2022. Ooh, nearly Christmas. Very exciting. And I'm sure you're all coming towards the end of the year, work tying up and all this stuff, and families starting to, volumes turning up on that, and people visiting and gammons to cook and whatever else, all this stuff to do. And it can feel like quite a lot, right? So what I wanted to do was give you something that is going to help you find some calm, find some motivation, find some direction, and really allow you to be able to, through this process that you're going to go through, is over the next few weeks and into 2023, you're going to be able to consider what you've discovered and explored through this process to then help you really in 2023 and going forwards with smashing your goals, smashing your milestones, finding those wins, and really moving forwards in life to where you want to be. Not Bob, not Susan, not Trevor, you, where you want to be. That's so important in all of this. This is your journey. So let me share my screen. Hold on. I should probably get all the buttons ready beforehand, shouldn't I, really? There's video. Share screen. Where is it? It should be obvious. Oh, there, the big green share screen. There it is. Okay. So we've got, can you see that okay? First slide. Yep, thanks, Vashti. Okay, great. So what we're looking at here is discovering your personal vision statement for now, and we'll go into that in a bit. Okay, so what? Even more for me to do. I'm so busy, overwhelmed already. It's the end of the year. What am I supposed to do? Everybody. It's okay. We're in a safe space, nice deep breath. Everything's going to be okay. The purpose, again, as I mentioned, of this process is to give you a big psychological, emotional, and even physical deep breath. It's okay. We're going to get you there. I've got your back. So life can be tough, right? We all know that. Life can be extremely challenging and it can put us in difficult situations. And the reality is, at some point, we need to accept the fact that there are always going to be tough parts of life. Life was never designed to be easy. It was never designed to be a free ride. And that doesn't mean that we look forward and go, oh my gosh, it's so terrible. It's just, if we understand that the status quo is that it's going to be challenging at times. You know, we know that happiness is a doing word. It's a verb. It's something we have to constantly do, but we can't constantly be there. We're going to get to the top of the mountain sometimes, and sometimes we're going to be in the valley, but we're going to get back up onto the top of the mountain. And that's just the nature of life. But what we can do is we can either live intentionally, i.e. design where we want to go, decide where we want to go, design a plan to get there, or we can just be alive and get dragged forward by time, and things just happen around us, and the results that we get are just apathetic. They're things that come to us because we're moving, as opposed to us aiming and going in a direction. And that's what a lot of goal setting is about. It's not about there's some structure that you don't understand that everyone else is doing and getting right. It's not about that. Life and time is passing anyway. So it's just about you doing it with intention. So that's exciting. So yet another, isn't it wonderful? You can control where you want to go. My golly gosh, how exciting. So what is a personal vision statement? Excellent question. Those of you who have run a business, started a business, been in seniority in a business may well know vision statements in the context of business. It's a very similar thing, but it's just about you instead of the business. And the process of getting to the personal vision statement is also quite similar to how you do it for a business, a vision statement. However, you've got a lot less KPIs, other people involved, and otherwise it's much more deep breath, calm, because it's your process and there is no wrong answers. Hurrah. Isn't that exciting? So your personal vision statement is your clarity and motivation. That is what it provides you with. Clarity and motivation. Yours, not mine, not anyone else's. So when we look at life journeys, the perception that we have is plan A, right? I'm going to go from point A to point B. Easy. Let's go. Why haven't we done this before? But then we actually look at plan B and actually it's a bit more difficult. And the reality is, you look at real life, it's not like that at all. It's an absolute mess. And it's all over the place. And we get dragged and bump into things and we trip over our own shoelaces and we fall over and all that jazz. And this is life happening. This is the reality. And this is when, going back to that slide of life can be tough sometimes. Sometimes we stub our toes, metaphorically and actually. Sometimes things happen. We fall over flat on our faces, and it happens. If we deny that and go, la, 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 everything's fine, happy, happy, la, 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 do you think you're going to be happy, happy, la, la, la? Get ice cream and sunshine and rainbows? No. You're still going to stub your toes. You're still going to fall over. You're still going to fall in the mud. But if you can expect it and go, okay, how am I going to work with this? So I'm going to put my welly boots on. I'm going to have my steel toe caps. I'm going to make sure I take a snack with me. Cool. Now you're probably going to get less hurt by when you stub your toe because you're prepared. Okay, so that's what this is all about, getting you prepared for your life. Terribly exciting. So if we look at the goal setting process, now you guys know goal setting processes. We have taken you through goal setting processes, and no doubt in your personal lives and your professional lives and otherwise you have set goals. And how we generally approach that is we sit and set a goal. Then we work on the plan. So the goal is the what we want. The plan is how you're going to make it happen. And then it happens and you succeed and yay, woohoo, yay. Wouldn't it be great if it was that easy? Sounds simple enough, but as this wonderful, very, very funky unicorn is going to tell us, yeah, right. It's not that easy, is it? You've all tried. We've done this in business. We've done this in personal life. And we've tried and we've got up and we've gone, right, I know what I want. Here's my plan of how I'm going to get it. Let's go. Woo. And we're off. Oops. So what ends up happening is we get into what I term as the limiting loop. So this limiting loop, we start up here with goal setting. So we get a hope, a focus. I would like to have a car. I would like to learn Spanish, whatever it is. And then you then start going, okay, well, I've got the plan. So then what happens is we establish a plan for ourselves. So we sign up to Duolingo so that we can now learn Spanish. Great. But then now it's starting to think of, oh, hold on a minute. Now, when do I make time to do it? But I've got the family to do this. And then I've got, oh my gosh, but it's going to be difficult. And I can't, and Spanish is hard. And what if my tongue can't go the right direction to make the words? So then what ends up happening is the pain that we associate with the process of change stops us from taking action. And this is what I call howing the how. So the how, right? When we have a goal, we have the how, which is the plan of achieving the goal. Before that, once we're in this mix, we've got howing the how. So we just sit in paralyzed by just thinking about how am I going to do the how? We're not taking action. We're not moving forwards. We're just howing the how. How. And what that ends up meaning is paralysis of analysis, which just turns into fear. So then you don't take action. So then what you then do is, okay, well, I'm in this place, paralysis of analysis. So I'm obviously not going to learn Spanish. So I'll do something else. So we go back to goal setting. So I'll set a goal. Okay, now I'm going to buy a car. So then it's right, the plan in place to buy the car and all this jazz. And then, oh my gosh, catastrophization, will I have enough money and house payments and kids and school and education? And here we go again, paralysis of analysis, back into the goal, and so on and so forth. And this is a limiting loop that we go over and over and over. And it's a very common and easy mistake to make when it comes to goal setting, which ultimately leads to, why is this so difficult? Why am I not moving forwards? What's wrong with me? Maybe I just don't have what it takes and I should just give up to life. But now we do that, we go back to living life without the welly boots, the steel toe caps, or the sandwich, in the earlier example. We go forward, stubbing our toes, falling in the mud and going, why is there mud everywhere? Why do I keep falling? So unfair. Mummy, come on, get up, let's go. But to just say to yourself, pull yourself together, it's the same as someone saying to you, like right now, be happy. You can't just do it. It's not a switch. There needs to be work, the right work done that you're convinced by, that allows you to be able to create goals and plans and destinations and outcomes that you connect to on such a deep level that you find a way. And when you find yourself howing the how, you catch it and go, no, I'm just going to take the next practical step. And you come back. There's a couple of things to check, but you just come back to the next practical step. So where do I start? I hear you all asking with bated breath. This is the diagram that I showed Stacey. So I drew this out and I showed, she was just like, sure, like seriously, what's like, this is, people are not going to get this. So I'm not going to necessarily take you through this, but I'm going to take you through this, but in a much more digestible way. So effectively, effectively, and so first, another nice deep breath, everybody. It's okay. It's okay. Don't panic. Don't panic. So where do we start? KISS, wonderful people. Keep it super simple. We overcomplicate. When you find yourself overcomplicating, chances are you're howing the how, because you're starting to think, but then if that happened at 6 o'clock, and then what about that? And then I've only got 3 baked beans. So then if I have one each day, then I'm going to have to cut them in half. So I make the whole week. And then I'm going to have one day without baked beans. And oh my God, it's like, stop it. You're going to find a way. To start with, you need to just look at what it is that you want. And that's all we're going to do right now. All the hows, as soon as they start coming in, go away. We're not dealing with that right now. The whole point of this process is getting to the what. Because if your what that you create is not so compelling that it makes you jump up onto your feet and go, yes, then you're not going to achieve any of your goals on your way to it. You're gonna how the how. You're gonna stub your toes. You're gonna fall in the mud. That's gonna happen anyway, but less so. You'll be dragged about by life and smashed up and beaten up, and that's not nice. So what we need to do for ourselves is create something super simple and calm that's going to help us move forwards. So creating your vision is not about others. It's not about Mary or Trevor or John or Kerry or James or Brennan or Richard or Judy or Mary or Brian or Susan or anyone else. It's about you. How exciting is that? All about you. So that's really liberating and very exciting, because the only thing standing between you and finding your vision statement is you, which is so liberating, right? You now have the power to be able to free yourself to create your clarity of the future, to create your motivation to get to where you want to go. And I'm going to show you how to do it. Oh my gosh, it's exciting. So, okay, I hear you, but still not got a clue where to start. Thanks so much, but help. So, very important point is that a vision is absolutely not NOT, capital letters, underscored, not a destination. It is not something to get to. It's not point A from point B. Much like with an organization, going back to that example of a business, a vision statement is something that you consistently strive towards, something that you consistently contribute to, something that you represent, that it's a cause that you're always moving towards. So every action that you do is fitting into this pot that you've created, which is your vision. And it's what you're going to go forward with. So it's not a destination. It is a cause that you contribute to for the rest of your life, which is very important. So that part where I say about the rest of your life, there is also, earlier I talked about creating your personal vision statement for now. I will elaborate on that in a little bit further into the presentation. But what I want you to know is that basically vision statements change, and they can change, and they likely will change, and that's perfectly okay. The reason they change is not because of an external circumstance, it's because of your choice. Because as you move forward in life, you see more, you learn more. So the things that are really important that fit into your vision may evolve, and that's awesome, encouraged, in fact. The only person that you have to rely on in this is you. It's pretty damn cool stuff. So creating your vision, put simply from that very complicated diagram, is vision gives you clarity and direction, which then you create goals and milestones and contributions to that vision over time. You then have plans of how you're going to execute those goals to get to those milestones and give those contributions. And the result is you live intentionally and you get what you want from your goals and the direction you want to go in your life. Rather exciting. So another simple diagram. So this one here is basically what we do is we start here. So you create this personal vision statement that then moves into the goals and milestones. So this is what you want. So you're going to have a big goal that you want to achieve, and then you're going to have milestones along the way. So then what you do is you create a plan. So again, the plan is now how you're going to get there. So once you've got that, you're moving confidently forward, and you can move forwards confidently with motivation and clarity because you've got the vision. You understand why you're doing what you're doing. It's not just for that goal. It's not just for that milestone. The overarching purpose that drives you forwards, that in those moments when you're feeling really challenged, you're feeling tired, you're feeling life is just tough, you can tap back into your personal vision statement and go, yes, I do believe in that. I absolutely do. And sometimes when it gets really dark and it's hard to see and you're in the middle of a forest and it's all pitch black and you can't see the wood for the trees and where's the path gone, and you whip out your personal vision statements and you look at that and go, yes, I know I can confidently take a step forward, even though I can't see where my foot is going to land, because I know I'm going the right direction, because I've set a direction that I believe in so much, that I want to achieve so much, that I can just trust it and keep going. And that's incredibly liberating. This is how you create your own motivation. I recorded a podcast episode recently talking about motivation, and the great irony with motivation is that in order to get motivated, you have to have motivation to create motivation. It's a whole bit of a chicken and egg scenario, right? So what this is homegrown, your very own unique motivation. Cool stuff, hey? So as we go along, we have milestones and goals and wins along the way, and ultimately you come to the greater contribution that you've made. So let's say, hypothetically speaking, this big X is in a year's time, and then the start here where you're doing the planning is now, and this whole journey is 2023. You've got lots of things that you want to achieve along the way. This could be monthly, quarterly, whatever works for you. Create these milestones that are all getting to this ultimate goal at the end of 2023. And then from there, you can do the same process again for 2024, and now contributing to the same vision. It's just the next steps, but it allows you to do it in such a way that makes it not so overwhelming, because it's something that you've created the construct. So when we do the goal setting process, going back to how most people have been doing goal setting, and frequently is the case, and it's when you don't have a personal vision, is that you set the goals and milestones, you create the plan, and then you end up having the how, and you end up in paralysis of analysis. Why am I not making progress? Because you don't know where you're going, because you're making goals that you're just throwing stuff, you're throwing paint at a wall and hoping something sticks. You need to have more clarity on that. So again, this is what the vision will do. So it's quite simple. Hurrah, here we go, guys. We're going to go into it now. Deep breath, everybody. You're going to need some paper. Do we have paper ready? Everyone good, ready to go? Excellent, Vashti, excellent. Lisa, Avril, well done, brilliant. Alrighty. So what we're going to start off with looking at is, what are the priority areas of your life right now? Again, not Susan's, Brennan's, Trevor's, anyone's, yours. What are the priority areas of your life right now? So if you draw out on a piece of paper something that looks like this with columns, and try and have a minimum of 3 and a maximum of 5 for now. And these could be, just to give you some examples, ones that come up frequently is, health and fitness, hobbies and interests, fun, family, relationships, career, work, stuff like that. So, what are the priority areas of your life? So you can take some time and have a think about that. So once you have your priority areas, feel free to take screenshots of this. And also, obviously, this recording will be available in the community if you guys don't get to all of it straight away. So priority areas and the columns. So then what you do is you're going to ask yourself these 3 questions, starting one at a time. Don't ask all 3 questions at once. That's going to be overwhelming. So start with the top one. What is important to you about ... So whatever is the first column that you choose, and you don't have to do them in order that you wrote them, just whichever column, whichever priority area speaks to you first. Ask yourself, right, let's say it was health and fitness. So what is important to you about health and fitness? Not about your health and fitness, not about how your health and fitness is now. In context, what is important to you about health and fitness? So strength, ability, freedom, access, whatever it may be for you, whatever words come up. And don't mute yourself. Don't assume because you've said a word that's similar to another, you're not going to write the second one because it's similar to the other. Always write exactly what comes up, because in different contexts, those words mean different things, and they'll make you think of different things, be it associations, memories, or otherwise. So there's something important in everything that comes up. So make sure that you write it, jot it all down, and just write whatever comes up and just go nuts. Just write and write and write and write and write. And this, again, this is where I was talking about the journaling aspect, is just whatever comes up, get it down on the piece of paper inside that column. So then ask yourself in that same column, what do you get from that area? So what do you get from health and fitness? And then once you've answered that, it's what impact does health and fitness have on your life? On your life. This is about you. Okay. Then you ask the same 3 questions about each column, one at a time. Whatever column talks to you next. This is not a competition. It's not a race. You're not, just because you start in one area doesn't mean it's more important or you're prioritizing it. It's just, you're going with the flow for now. Okay. Has everybody got all those questions? I'll give you a wee second. So enjoy the process, guys. This is something for you to really explore, and it's fun. And the really great thing about this is you can check in with this anytime. So, you know, the reality is that, well, so, okay, I'm going to say this first. So what's really important here is that you need to focus on the what and not the how through this process. If you find yourself starting to come up with the how, what happens when we how you're going to get to whatever it is. So let's say you talk about health and fitness, and then as you're going through it, you write strength and, you know, flexibility and ability. But let's say flexibility, but you've had a number of your, you know, the vertebrae in your back have been fused. So therefore you're never going to be able to be flexible. So I can't do that. So, oh, woe is me, sad, sad. That's a whole lot of howing. It doesn't matter, because there's so many different ways to be flexible and what flexibility means. And it might mean that actually the word you want to be flexible in that area is actually, maybe it's not a physical flexibility, maybe it's a mental flexibility, that you can find another way to be able to be flexible within the realm of your health and fitness. So don't limit what it is that you can have within this thing, the what's that you want to achieve in your life, because from where you stand right now, you think how you're going to do it's not possible. There is always a way. You might not see it right now, but you need to trust the process. So stick with what. As soon as you catch yourself howing, and especially if you find yourself howing the how, then just stop it. Go away. No thanks. We're just what it is that you, what's important. Okay. It is essential to do that. It's very important. So going back to the point I was saying just prior to that, is that visions can change. So when I mentioned just for now at the start, I was talking about your personal vision statement for now, is because visions do change. If you imagine, as we're going through life, we're climbing mountains and we're going to valleys and so forth, where's the view the best? Top of the mountain, right? Not in the valley. So you might be in a valley right now, so far as one particular area of your life is concerned. Again, recognize the fact that this happens in life. It goes up and down. So don't, if you're in a low place with something or it's not where you want it to be, don't beat yourself up. That's ridiculous. The point is, you can either allow life to drag you forwards, or you can intentionally walk with it where you want to go. Be prepared to climb mountains. And then from the top of those mountains, the view is going to be wonderful and it's going to be different, right? So this is where the vision can change, because quite literally your vision is going to be seeing further. So therefore you might find in a priority area of your life, like health and fitness or career or otherwise, is that for now it's wanting a certain type of contribution to that, but then later it becomes something different. Actually, something else is more important. And that's great, because what that means is not only do we go through life intentionally with a plan, but we go forward with our eyes, ears, and hearts open to what the world can bring to us, to opportunity, which is really exciting. And again, remember, who's in control here? You are. Woohoo! So exciting. It's all part of being a human. It's great, something to embrace. So work your magic, folks. Go through that process of writing out all the words that come up for each column. Really spend time on doing that and do it exhaustively. So just keep going to it. And if it takes a few days and if you want to keep going back to it, then do. Because things might come up and, oh, that's interesting. And it's just going to spark your thinking around these different areas. But what you're going to start working towards is then, once you've got all these words, is distilling them down, because you're going to come up with really powerful, very important keywords that are important to you. Now, these keywords are much like the ingredients of an incredibly complicated cake that is 100% you. So what you're then going to do is you're going to take those ingredients and you're going to boil them down till you come to a sentence or two that includes all of them, not all the words, all of the priority areas, a sentence or two or three, not much more than that though. You're going for a paragraph here that represents, going back to those questions, what is important to you about all of these priority areas? What do you get from these priority areas? And what impact do these priority areas have on your life? And that's going to be the answer to those three questions in all of those areas. Now, once you've distilled that down and you've got those few sentences put together, that becomes your, drum roll please, personal vision statement. Woo! Go team. So that's it, folks. That is how you get your personal vision statement, again, for now. So this is something that is in the future. Again, it is not a destination. It's something that you can continuously put into that bucket. You can keep adding stuff. So when you do your goal setting now, and you look at 2023, you sit down with your vision statement, because that is a complete and utter picture of what is the highest priority areas, what is most important to you right now. So if that's the most important things to you, then doesn't it make sense for you to put some effort into achieving things in those areas? So if you now sit down and you look at your goals and you think, right, what do I want to achieve in 2023? What would I really like to do? Read that personal vision statement. Okay, interesting. Let's have a look at that. So I recognize that, I would like to really up my health and fitness, because I want to be strong, because I know that it helps my emotional, psychological, and physical health. I really want to say, you know what? I'm going to run a marathon in August, September, October, November, December, whatever. And I'm going to create my training plan. So now you've got multiple goals, multiple milestones along the way. You're going to create, measure. You're going to go through the usual goal setting process where you're going to make it very specific. You're going to make sure that it fits into your personal vision statement. You're going to then create milestones along the way through measure. You're going to celebrate your wins as you go. And ultimately, you're going to end up running a marathon in November, December, which right now you might think is not possible. But if it's something that's really important to you, do it. Do it. You got this. So, ladies and gents, that's you. Look. Woohoo, climbing the mountain up there. How exciting. And you got this, guys. Just keep absolutely smashing it. Wonderful, beautiful human beings. And thank you so much for coming. And I'm going to stop recording now so we can have a conversation about this. Hold on a second. Where's the button? Do you want to stop recording?